Paying down principal. The key concepts here of paying down principal is that you're going to save time and interest on the loan. Mechanically, we're going to use the present value of the annuity formula over and over as we apply this concept. Please read the following example and hit pause to read it a few times before we get started working on the problem. If you look at Costanza, he's taken out a loan of $18,240. Now, while he never received cash for this loan, he did receive value in that he got a new car. The terms of this loan are 60 months at a local bank with 12% APR interest compounded monthly. So right away we know we're going to have a monthly payment, we're going to have a monthly interest rate, and we're going to make 60 monthly payments of this. So our first step is solve for the payment. This will just be an application of the present value of an annuity formula. The key point here is a loan's balance is always the present value of the remaining payments. So when Costanza starts a loan, his balance is $18,240, and that will be the balance of, or present value of 60 car payments. Now we'll worry about the $2,000 payment directly to principal in a moment. First, let's deal with the annuity. We apply the present value of the annuity formula, and if you notice when we have monthly payments, we're just going to use R prime where we normally have R, and we're going to use T prime where we normally have T. Otherwise the formula is exactly the same. For Costanza, it's monthly payments, so M is 12, so our monthly rate, or R prime, would be 12% divided by 12, or 1% interest per month. T prime was given to us as 60 months. Applying these numbers into our present value of the annuity formula, all we have left is the payment to solve for. It's fairly straightforward on a financial calculator. We have N is 60, which is of course T prime. Our interest is 1%, or that's our R prime. Notice in the calculator, you don't use the percent. Present value is just the value of the loan. Future value is always 0 on an amortized loan, and we compute the payment. Notice you get a negative when you compute this payment. That means you will be paying money out of your pocket. And the easiest way to remember pluses and minuses on a calculator is which direction is the cash moving. If it's coming to you, it's a positive. If you're paying something out, it's a negative. I've also included the Excel formula for calculating the payment if you're more comfortable doing this approach. It simply is payment is the annuity you're solving for, the interest rate, number of periods, and then the present value of the loan. We have two zeros on the back end of the equation for a future value and the type of annuity. 0 means normal or regular annuity. Now we're ready to deal with the extra payment of principal. The first step is to determine what is the balance on the loan when Costanza decides to make his extra payment. Well, he says he does it after the second year. So if we think through this, we know that he's made 12 payments in each of the first 2 years, or 24 total payments. If we apply a principle that the balance is the present value of the remaining payments, he has 60 minus the 24 payments he's already made, or 36 payments left. Therefore, the balance of his loan is simply the present value of 36 payments of $405.74. We're just applying the same present value annuity formula with different terms. The financial calculator, T prime goes in for N, which is 36. I, or R prime, is 1. The payment is negative $405.74, and we compute the present value. So the day that he pays off the loan, the balance on the loan is $12,215.78. He'll make a $2,000 payment directly to this amount now. This won't have any interest implications at all. We'll simply just subtract $2,000. So his new resulting balance is $10,215.78. This is the amount left to pay, and now we just need to figure out how much time is now left on the loan. So really we're going to apply the present value of the annuity formula once again with the new balance after the principal, extra payment of principal has been made. So all the terms are the same, except we have our new balance of $10,215.78. We still have the same payment, and now we're solving for the new T prime. Conceptually, we know this has to be less than 36 months. Otherwise, we've made a mistake somewhere, probably with a plus or a minus on our calculator keys. When we solve for T prime, here's one thing to be careful of. The balance of the loan is always a positive. the payments we make on the loan is always a negative. So keep that in mind as you enter these numbers into your calculator. Solving for t prime, we get 29.15 months. So Costanza saved roughly almost 7 months by making this extra payment of principal. Now, we're not saying if this is a good or bad personal decision. It really depends on the person. But just keep in mind, he's reduced the length of the loan, and he's also saved some of the interest that he was paying by making this extra payment during the life of the loan.